Hey everyone, welcome to the Married to the Market podcast. I'm Camry Stoffel, wife, mom of 3, salon owner, and full-time realtor with Town Country Realtors.
And I am Chance Stoffel, husband, father, and mortgage lender with Motto Mortgage Preferred Partners. We are married to each other and we are kind of married to the market too.
Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for content and educational purposes only. We're sharing stories, insights, and opinions from our experiences in the industry.
We also want to disclose that Town Country Realtors and Motto Mortgage Preferred Partners are partnered companies. And yes, we're legally married, just keeping everything transparent so we can stay compliant.
This podcast is where we get real about marriage, parenting, and real estate. The messy, exciting, sometimes overwhelming, but always meaningful parts of life. If you're building a home, a family, or a future, you're in the right place.
This is Mike Patterson with Town Country Realty, and Mike is a realtor, and this is an agent interview outline. So Mike, we're going to get started with your intro and your story,
Sure.
and I would love to learn more about your personality and all the excitement that you bring to the industry. Let's just start off with, how did you first get into real estate?
I got into real estate through buying my second home. So we linked up with a realtor we really liked, and we would go through, and it was tough sledding finding something that fit the needs. But I was always able to find like the positives in the house. And she looked at me one day, she goes, you really ought to be doing what I'm doing. Like you're better at it than I am. And I was like, come on, all right, you just want to buy a house with me? Sure. And then we ended up having a real conversation about a year later. I was like, hey, you remember that, and then I dove in, but I've always had a love for homes, and I've been in home repair a lot. I used to work with my grandfather at he was a handyman actually at an apartment complex. So we did everything from like kitchen cabinetry, flooring, painting and drywall, like all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've done a lot in a home. I like to consider myself a halfway handyman over those years. It's just been something that I was like naturally drawn to on that regard, in terms of just being around them. And then also I want to say specifically what my journey meant to me. My first purchase of a home was actually a land contract setup. So my second home was that was really my first home. And it was a tough journey. It's stressful. I think people get really stressed out when they're going through this, and numbers and this and that. And it just meant the world to me to have somebody who knew what they were doing kind of help me through it, because I had a million goofy questions, and now I love being the guy who can answer those goofy questions for somebody else. Or there's no matter how big or how small, and if you're helping them along that path, once you see them, especially for first-time home buyers, once you see the journey completed, is so cool. It's just awesome.
So with the first-time home buyers, do you ever get to see them walk around the street and they get to, share their accomplishments and achievements with you, and you get to see how everything came to fruition there?
I'm hoping to have that, because where I'm a newer agent, I haven't had, I haven't had a ton. I've had more listings than buyers. I'm starting to flip that. So I'm looking to see, that's what I'm really wanting to see come from this is, 5 years down the road, they're hollering at me. Maybe they want to do something else. And, they've got the family, they got the kids and the dog, and they're ready to upgrade, or, or tell me, hey, we love this home. This is it for us forever. And we, and that's what I'm hoping to have more of those interactions. I've had a little bit, but I could go for a lot more.
Oh, definitely. And there's a lot of loyalty in this business too. So as you start selling more homes, people are like, well, Mike's my guy. So whenever I go buy or sell in the future, Mike's my guy. So I look forward to that, seeing more transactions with you and your clients. I do that myself. I say I want to create a 5-star referable business. So I have to see people walking in the street. I don't want them to say anything bad about me. So that's my goal as well, getting referrals, and that's good. So what kind of clients do you love helping the most? You mentioned first-time home buyers. Do you have any other niches that you like?
I really think that's it. For me, I'm willing to help anybody. Listen, if you're wanting to achieve a dream, and that's what buying, for most of us, that's what buying a property is. It's your dream, it's your space, it's your home, it's your, it's home base, it's where you are.
Hmm.
For the majority of buyers, I mean, I understand we got investors and stuff like that. I'm willing to help anybody if they're trying to achieve a dream, achieve a goal. But yes, first time home buyers, uh, for sure, because it's personal to me. It's
Hmm.
and I think there's a deeper connection when they're sitting there kind of like, it's all on the line right here. Like we love this one, we gotta get it. And I've been in those exact shoes, so I wanna be like that touchstone or that the shoulder to lean on in those regards. I said, yeah, that's my soft spot for sure.
Hmm. What sets you apart with first-time home buyers? Do you find yourself just being super informative on the front end, or do you also have other systems in place that really help people go front to back with the buying
Mm,
process?
I, I try to be as informative as I can,
Uh-huh.
and I think I've got a good bit of knowledge, and yeah, I really just try to lay it out there based off my personal experiences with clients, my personal experience that went through myself. Like, hey, this is where we're at. This is what's going to be. This is what you need to be prepared for. It's going to feel a little squirrely. You might get, someone's going to ask for like pay stubs from like a month,
Yeah.
December in 2023. Be ready. Kind of look around for these things, and and don't panic when you get asked, because like I did. I was like, oh, how am I gonna? Where's that at? Do I do I keep that? You know,
Yeah,
kind of brace for the storm. It's not really a storm, but it'll feel like you're in a whirlwind for a minute when it's something you've never really. 'Cause first time homebuyers, a lot of them have no experience with the home buying process. Period. Not just that they're
definitely.
doing it their first time, but like they don't even have like a story to relate. Like my sister, my brother, my mom. I remember when they went through that, like nothing. It's like, hey, starting from scratch.
Yeah, that's tough. And that's good that you're helping people in that way. Cause I mean, I remember I bought my first home, I think at 23. I didn't actually have a real estate agent. So at that time I was putting full trust in the seller. It was a guy that built homes and he built a home with his grandson. And
Yeah.
it was a home that he was just kind of selling himself. And I went to the bank, I didn't know anything about the numbers. So I just kind of
Wow.
live and learn, but I didn't have someone like yourself to walk me through it. So I can imagine how stressed I was at that time. And
Dude, I couldn't have been you. I would have been falling over dead if I was in your spot. I'd been so worked up. Like, look, this gray streak is here for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
that's your first home. Yeah. That's funny, man. What's what, I guess, we're in the business, but what's one thing people don't realize about being a real estate agent?
Um, I don't think that I don't think they realize how much time really goes into it. I think they see, uh, and I think that's what brings like some people into the business. They think, oh, well, I have my own hours and I can work from home, and you can, but if you're really serving your clients and really working for the different buyers you have on the table or the listings you have, it eats a lot of your time. And
Mm-hmm.
I hear it from my wife all the time. Thankfully the kids don't complain too much, but like it eats more of your time than you think, and I don't think a lot of people realize how much goes into just the whole process of trying to. Let's say you get a house going to contract, you had to show that house, you maybe showed it twice. You had to talk back and forth. The whole process, getting the contract just drawn up, only to have it counter this, counter that, come back around. It is a lot of time, and I don't think people realize how much time goes into it.
And sometimes they don't close. I mean, for instance, if you counter and they don't accept your counter, all the showings, all the countering, and then all for
Yeah,
nothing.
I can't tell you. Yeah, you invest a lot of time in things that may absolutely go nowhere. But you just have to be open minded to the fact that like things fall apart for all kinds of reasons. Some people get scared feet. Sometimes finances don't line up where they think they were. Uh,
Hmm.
so then you don't even get it. And sometimes you get window shoppers. That's the one thing. That's my realty pet peeve: window shopping buyers. It can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, I know Cameron, she mentioned to me once, she walked a couple through a home and they had a camera and they were taking pictures of the house in there. And she thought it was kind of strange. And after the fact, she told Cameron, like, hey, this was my childhood home. I really just wanted to come see the house, what it looked like today after all this time. So they had her walk through that property just so they could go see it.
Mm,
You know what I mean? I mean, myself
that's
included, but your time's valuable. And as a buyer, sometimes people don't understand all that goes into it. And, you know, what they're asking you to do, you're not getting paid for it unless the home closes. So,
Yeah, well, it's like I think everybody sees a realtor and thinks that's their full-time job, and for most it is, but like I work a full 40 hours, on
mhm.
top of real estate. So like I probably have like a 70-hour work week
Wow. Yeah.
just
That's really
grinding
good.
out here.
How would you describe your style as an agent? And for example, are you laid back, strategic, creative, or maybe something else?
Oh, I would say I'm very laid back. As an agent, I want, like, my number one thing is I want comfort
Mm-hmm.
with my client. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to feel like, trust is important in this business, and I want them to know right off rip that they can trust me. So I go against the things that have always like rubbed me the wrong way. Like I don't like pushy or very I don't like the when they're trying to give me the idea. Like if you ever go into Big Sandy or something, they're all over you. But so I lay back. I just really kind of let them do their thing. And if they come to me and they need opinions, like then I'm the sounding board, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them my 2 cents. But I really, it's about getting them comfortable, having a conversation, letting them let their guard down, and giving them the opportunity to really, embrace the concept, because it can be scary. So you want them to go in as you don't want them to go in defensive. When the
Right.
walls are up, nothing's getting done. You got to bring them down, let them feel comfortable, let them know that you're helping them. You're not just trying to make a dollar. And I feel like that has rewarded me.
Definitely. I would say you're also very strategic, though. I think the way you're doing marketing to get in front of today's buyers is different than what you had to do in the past. So I think
Yeah.
it's really cool the way you do your marketing with your videos. And
I guess I didn't think about that part. I guess I thought it was just more of like the one-on-one client interaction. But yeah,
sure.
I mean, full credit goes to our Angie York with Town and Country as well. She's who got me into the business. She's the realtor I was talking about earlier,
Okay.
and
Cool.
she wanted to do the viral video thing. And I was really, if you remember, Chance, I was doing like trying to do like informative live videos at first, and nobody would watch them. And then Angie threw a box at my head, and the rest is history. Um, but I mean, it's getting people involved. It's getting people to the page, and we still put out informative stuff where we need to, so that if you're coming here to have a laugh, you're still kind of getting a look inside the world of what we're doing, and you're going to learn a little bit of something if you stick around on the page long enough.
Yeah. Um, so I guess you just mentioned how you started with your creative videos. I mean, Andy threw a box at your head and then people probably thought that was hilarious, myself included. And
I fought that so hard. When she wanted to do that, I was like, "This is the dumbest thing. No one. Why would we do this? This has nothing to do." I even told her, I said, "This has nothing to do with the world of real estate. Like, what are we doing?" And so she's like, We'll just do it." And I was like, "Okay, sure, let's go." So we did it, and then I'm telling you, I had people over at AutoZone. I had people coming up to me and saying, "Hey, I saw your video with the box," and I'm like, I edit on TikTok, and I think I owe that to Camry. I thought it might have been Camry who told me TikTok you can edit easier on, or she might have gave me Instagram. They work
probably
about the
Instagram.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably okay. So, but yeah, I'm on Insta, I'm on TikTok, and I'm on Facebook, of course. That's my primary stuff for the different videos we do, and we try to get together like every Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll record a couple of videos here or there, and just kind of sprinkle them out through the weeks as we go. We're trying to stay consistent with that, and it's been showing results. Like I've seen page growth, I've seen views go way up. Um, yeah, it's working really well. Getting eyes to the page and
Yeah.
getting making people aware of what we're doing and the business we're in.
I guess this is kind of off script here, but I'm just curious, like whenever you and Angie do marketing together, do you
Yeah.
ever find yourself maybe wanting to come together as a team? That way you can drive more business to the both of you?
I mean, listen, I would definitely like to do, listen, the Patterson York team has a really good ring to it. I'm just
I like
saying.
that a lot.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about some things. I definitely want to establish my own foothold before I bring
that's fair.
responsibility to a team. But it is definitely a desire. 110% is a desire to either be like part of a team or a team lead as time goes on through, through our time in Town and Country. Because I'm loving the experience, I'm loving the growth, and I really think that there are opportunities for that down the road. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too. I think that'd be great. How do you balance your humor with professionalism when marketing for properties on your brand?
Um, Man, I don't even. This is probably not a great answer, but I don't even really think about it. I just kind of just I try to just present myself as is.
Mhm.
And it's a little bit of both with me anyways. If people know me personally, will tell you I'm a bit of a ham. And but I always like to try, I try to look professional here.
Mhm.
Um but I mean, when it comes to advertisements, for the most part I want to keep it classy, or keep it more, keep it more even keel. It's really the viral marketing or the social media marketing for in general that goes towards the humor side. If I'm representing your home like as a listing, I'm gonna try to give it, as much polish as I can.
Mhm.
So it's just balancing where it needs to be when. Sometimes in an open house live video, we get a little bit more. I always put my if I'm doing live, I always put my personality out there, because I think people are gonna wanna work with you because you're you. If they don't
I
like who
agree.
you are, they're not liking how you're being, and no one wants somebody fake. Because if you're fake, you're gonna slip up at some point. So just be you and throw it out there, and
Mhm. I would say you're definitely one of the most authentic people that I observe in the real estate business right now, and you have the nicest hair.
thanks, man. I can't tell you how
Yeah.
many times I hear about the hair. It always cracks me up. And do you care if I tell a quick story about why
Go
the hair
ahead.
exists?
Yeah, I'm curious.
So back in the days, whatever, you get a buzz cut in the summer, and I always did my whole life, but I'd buzz my head, and on like a 2 guard, and we were sitting around the table at my cousin's house one time. We were having a cookout, and me and three of my other cousins were there, and they all had buzz cuts too. And I started looking around. I said, people would think we're in a cult. So you can't keep doing this. I said, I'm never buzzing my head again. This is ridiculous. And then the rest is history. So,
Yeah. Who cut your hair? Do you have a barber in town or is that a
yeah.
beautician?
Shout out Barry Browning. If he ever sees this, I know he's not on like the internet a ton, but Barry Browning, he's got Bob and Earl's in town, and then he's got
Mhm.
Barry's Barbershop down there in New Concord. Actually going there, yeah, I have an appointment Saturday. I don't know when any of this will ever show up, but yeah, he's my dude.
Nice.
He's been my dude since I moved to Zanesville.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I haven't met. Is he in a house on the main strip in New Concord on the right, past like the laundromat?
Yeah, that's where his barbershop is.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
good. Well, I've heard of him then.
yeah. He's a great guy.
That's awesome. I've always went to a beautician. My sister's a cosmetologist and my wife is, so I've not went to a
Oh yeah,
barber
you
before.
don't need to go anywhere, man. You're set. You're
I
absolutely
was
set.
set until we started having a young family, and then Camry doesn't really like cutting my hair at the house, and our schedules don't line up, so it's tough.
Like, well, listen, we're getting a little messy up here. I need you, please.
Well, she cut all my bangs off this time, so I don't have to come back for a while. So, oh man. Um, so for some of your marketing videos, have you ever had one that's been like a complete flop? Do you also post bloopers? Because I guess I seen one of Angie the other day where she was a ghost that ran into the desk. So
That was a pure accident. Honest,
that was hilarious.
truth be told, that was a total accident. I posted the wrong video because I forgot to. Yeah, so I'm running through my phone real quick, and I'm like, oh, it's the shorter one because I edited it down, but
Oh,
I no, it wasn't. I forgot to edit the good version of it down, so the blooper went up by accident. But it was a hit. Like,
that was
people loved that
hilarious.
video, and we do plan on putting out like a blooper reel
Okay.
compilation towards the end of the year. Because, brother, I'm telling you right now, it takes a lot of takes sometimes to get some of these done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of them don't do as well as you hope they would. Some of them do better than you ever hoped they would. It's such a grab bag. Um, Trying to think of one that didn't really. I mean, I don't know. None of them. Look, I'm just happy to have eyes on them. So I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't say any of them flop. The things that I think flop are when I'm like, hey, I'd like to sit down and talk to you something about getting pre-approved before you go buy a home, and nobody cares. But
That's my job in a nutshell. I have a hard time getting eyes on that.
it is tough. It is tough. But no, we've had like we just did the scary movie one, like for Halloween time, like where I'm in the windows like a ghost or a whatever. And I like that one. That was my favorite because it was an original idea. You know, some of these things, obviously, if you are on social media at all, they're TikTok trends or they're trending videos. But that one was an original idea for me just because we were in that house doing content at that time. And I was like, oh my God, if nighttime, like what if I started working it all out, and Angie's like, that's brilliant. That's genius. I was like, we're doing it this weekend. We're coming back when it's night. And when it's, yeah, that was my favorite. That's my favorite one so far.
What would your advice be to other agents that wish to start make marketing videos? I'm sure a lot of people are intimidated by it. Obviously, I don't think you maybe care a whole lot what people think about you. You know, you're pretty true to yourself and not swayed by other people's opinions. So I'm curious to see what your advice for other agents would be.
My advice would be you do have to, if you're going to do this stuff, you kind of just have to swallow the fact that you're going to look like a goof.
Yeah.
And live with it. I am true to myself, but I will tell you, I do care what people are thinking or saying about me. But I also, I guess, I don't know. I just have enough of I don't know. I have enough of who cares in me to just say, yeah, well, like we do so many goofy things where I look like a buffoon, but it's fine. It makes me laugh and I think you gotta be able to laugh at yourself. But if you're wanting to get in the viral, there's a lot of avenues you could take. You don't have to be the chuckle hut, of real estate to do viral marketing. There are other things to pick. It's just what I lean into. So go with something that you feel good about making, and like you're never like sitting. I never once sit and say, "Oh man, we got to go film videos today." No, go with something that you can be cool with doing all the time and run it.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I find myself sometimes, it's daunting making different videos. So you've inspired me at times. Like you're posting videos way more than I do. So I see Mike posting videos and that's what I need to do. So
The trick is pick the one that takes the least editing.
yeah, that's fair. Oh, well, the bloopers don't require much editing because you just put the raw stuff out there and it's hilarious. So
I was actually out to dinner that night. My wife and I and Angie and her wife, and we were out. And she goes, Mike, you posted one where I walked into the desk. And I was like,
oh, because you didn't even know. Yeah.
Happy accidents.
Oh. So let's talk a little bit about the market and like educational content. So what's the current vibe in our local market? Are buyers and sellers holding more leverage right now? Are buyers or sellers holding more leverage?
I think buyers have more leverage because I just feel like you see listings. Not everything's a case by case, but in general, listings are sitting longer. I think that's showing buyers have the leverage to negotiate you off your number, to negotiate maybe some closing compensation, a lot of things. I think there's a lot of negotiation in favor of the buyer's side, just because the amount of homes that are out there and sort of linger. In terms of the vibe, I still feel like in general, buyers are still hesitant, even though numbers seem to be improving. We still have this hesitancy and a little bit of cold feet. And I don't know if maybe it's the season playing into that too. Everyone has the stigma about buying in fall, but a little trepidation. It is coming around a little bit. It's not as cold. It's not as nervous as people were. It's coming around. But they don't realize they have the power right now. I think buyers have the power right now, and I don't think they're not really aware how much power they have.
Yeah, I agree. Because I feel like even some sellers are still trying to recapture like some of the COVID years, where markets were at an all-time high. But right now the houses are still high and interest rates are dropping, but we're still not at a comfort level to where people are fully pulling the trigger. So I think that's where we're seeing a lot of homes sitting on the market. And then buyers, new time buyers, they don't know any better. So they're like, well, can I afford the payment? And if they can, they like the house, that's where they come to terms. But
yeah, well, I think you would agree too. It's oh man, I just had my brain just spaced. I do this, so
that's okay. I do too.
But no, it's we're back.
We're
See,
back.
that's dealing with me, man. Yeah, people don't understand. They say, "Oh, well, wait for the rate to get better. I'll wait for
Yeah.
the rate to get better." And then, here's the problem: when the rates get better, everybody's jumping into the pool with you. You're not the only guy swimming.
Yeah.
And so then there's competition to get to the other side instead of you were just in there doing laps at your leisure. Now all of a sudden it's a race and
Yeah.
your negotiating power where you can bring these people, to give concessions, whatever they may be, that starts to tighten up until you're just paying sticker price and saying, thank you, please.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say, marry the house and date the rate. So
Hmm.
find the house
Yep.
you like and then refinance later. So if we have a projection to where rates are going to come down, just find the house you like now and then be able to manage the payment in the short term. But um, it's hard to find another house that you love, but the rates are always, changing. What's the biggest misconception buyers have in today's market? And I guess we talked a little bit about that. My thing right now, I see a lot of buyers maybe coming in with low ball offers and they think that they're like, oh yeah, that's going to get accepted. But, agents write these offers. It takes time. And then like, they just kind of get laughed out the door. You might upset an agent on the listing
Yeah.
side.
And
What are
I've
your
had to
thoughts there?
explain that. I've had to explain that to people, and a lot of times I have to, I don't know. Sometimes you just go to the agent and be like, "Listen, this is what they want to offer. I'm kind of, obviously they know you're kind of obligated to. You got to act on behalf of your seller, even and just be like." And I'll say like, "Hey, like I understand this is not the offer you're hoping to see. But this is what we got." And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, and I'll tell them like, you know, let's just have a dialogue. Like, just don't get mad and write these people off. I can't tell you whether these people would counter or whether they wouldn't. I don't know. But like, don't just write us off because there have been a lot of, it's funny. Sometimes I think that buyers treat some of these houses like they're buying almost like a grocery store. Like I think every
Yeah.
house purchase is unique because each house has different features, different locations, different everything. And I've seen people miss out on the home they really, really love because they wanted to win the deal. And then it's like, yeah, but then you can't find another house that fit all your criteria. So
Mm-hmm.
like, was it worth the back and forth over, and it's big numbers. It always sounds like big numbers, but then you look at it, you're buying a $200,000 house and you're quibbling over the 10,000. I mean, you don't want to give it up, but at the same time, it's like, what does the house mean to you? I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Well, the big
Does that
thing
make
too in
sense?
purchase price, yeah, because if you're talking $10,000 financed over 30 years, that's going to reflect your monthly payment less than, $50. So I mean, a lot of people are getting
Yeah.
hung up on that $10,000, but it's a monthly payment and you can always pay it off early. So,
Exactly. That's the whole thing is
yeah.
just, and they just treat it like they're buying stuff at like the bargain box. They're trying to
Hmm.
or the flea market whether you can haggle. And it's like, yeah, you obviously can haggle, but like you can't treat this like there's, 5, 6, 7 others just like it. Because I
Mm-mm.
don't know. I've just
No, I
seen it
know what you
happen too
mean.
many times.
I know for my wife and I, we were starting a family and we were looking at houses and we knew it was the one. We waived inspections. We offered more than asking. We did a quick close. Like that's just what we thought it was going to take. And that's what it took in that market. So
Same. Hey,
we didn't want to
same
lose it.
thing.
Yeah.
Bought this place, we offered asking, and my dad was furious at me, which looked like, no, it's not like his money, but he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you shoulda I wouldn't offer, I woulda come in," and he's giving me like 15, 20,000 less. They took our offer that day because we were the first people to offer asking price, and that's all the more they ever wanted to get out of it. The guy before us came back and offered asking after us, but they'd already accepted our contract. So, like, had we not acted that day in that
Hmm.
moment, and, I'm telling you, we had the offer in 3 hours after looking at the house,
Yep.
maybe less. Like,
Yep.
we
Same.
left the house saying, "Write the offer."
Hmm.
So,
We actually had a showing scheduled after ours, and we made them cancel the showing and gave them money, earnest money, $1,000, so they would cancel that showing.
that's
We didn't want
great.
anybody else in the house. Like, no, lock the doors.
Well, when you know you love it, man, like, when
Yeah,
you know it's what you want, it's checking all the boxes, like, secure it because there's no better value, there's nothing more important in your entire life than the home you live in every single day.
definitely.
Like,
Yeah, I
you
agree.
can't like, if it's what you love, yeah, it's worth it every time. You
Yeah,
can't sit there and quibble over dollars and cents.
no, I agree 100%. Um, the next question I have here is, what's the biggest mistakes you see first time home buyers make? Biggest mistake.
Yeah, 110%. It's something that drives me wild, and I just wish people knew because they'd set themselves up in a better position, and it is getting pre-approved before you
Okay.
even look it up.
Yeah.
I said it like this: you wouldn't go hunting without ammunition, right? You
Hmm.
know, you're not going out in the woods for that deer without the gun or the bullets. I don't know if I can say those words on live TV.
I think you can. Yeah.
Anyways, what I'm saying, like, why would you do that? You're going out to buy a house and you have like it's like going to the grocery store and you left your
Yeah.
wallet at home. Like, yeah, you can always go back and get your wallet and come back, but like they're not going to hold your groceries for you. The house may not be there for you. Like you have to be ready. And
Yeah. It gives you
so
the
many
ability to
people,
move fast.
yeah, well, they don't know.
Yeah.
People, in fairness, they just don't understand how the
Yeah.
process works, and they think it's we like the home, secure the loan. No, you can have you can secure the loan and be pre-approved for months
Hmm.
and be ready to buy when you see the thing you love. I've seen it cost two different people recently the house that they really wanted
Hmm.
because they didn't have the pre-approval yet, and I mean they hammered it out fast as they could. Once they wanted to make that offer, it still wasn't fast enough.
Yeah. I know for me, like if we get a pre-approval done ahead of time and we have an approval by the underwriter, we can close in as little as 15 days. But if someone doesn't have a pre-approval, you find the house, now you're issuing a pre-approval at midnight if that's something that you're willing to do to accommodate the agent. And then they're putting in offers. But if they would have had the pre-approval, you can move so much faster. So, um,
Exactly, and I think
yeah.
it just helps these buyers achieve what they want to achieve faster, easier, better, all across the board, and I just wish more people knew it.
Yeah, I agree. Another thing too is like buyers just don't understand like what their monthly payment will be. Like, well, my rent's $500. I'd like to keep it the same, but I want to go look at this $300,000 house, you know? So it just brings everything in for the buyer, kind of tells them what they can afford and a new appreciation for the market and pricing and everything. So
Yeah, it's good to have that knowledge. Any knowledge you can have about how this process works ahead of time is so valuable and is such an ace up your sleeve when it comes time to make that offer.
I agree. Do you have a favorite loan program that you like working with? I mean, in this area, we have VA, FHA, conventional, USDA, which is not available everywhere. So do you have a
No,
favorite?
I mean, do I have a favorite? The one that closes?
Yeah,
I've had some nitpicks with FHA stuff, but I think
sure.
FHA really helps people in the first time category.
Right now, with the government shutdown, we can't do USDA loans. You can't get flood insurance right now from the private
Hmm.
market, or you can get it from the private market, but not FEMA regulated flood insurance. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of difficulties with FHAs and flood insurance and different things right now.
And USDA, I would say, is in the same boat. It's just like USDA is so funky about where the where the lines are drawn, what will and what won't um, work, in that regard. But yeah, anything where the buyer doesn't have to put money down up front, I think helps at least the first time home buyers especially.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and there's a lot, like there's down payment assistance, there's grants available to help with closing costs. I know we have like a DPA program for like it's a 5% DPA to where 3.5 covers the down payment, 1.5% goes towards closing costs. So that allows the agent to make a more competitive offer. Don't have to ask for as much closing costs for the sellers.
And this is where I'll full accountability. I have learned a lot more on the lending side, and I learn more and more about it every day. But like that's why when it comes to some of those things, it's why I like working with people I trust. Like you guys, is that I mean, you know every detail basically. You know what's up, and I feel confident if I bring a client over, like, that you guys are gonna take care of him and the true ins and outs. And, I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard you talk so much about the different programs and stuff, like, I know you know exactly what the heck you're doing, and that
Yeah.
that gives me an ease of mind and a confidence when I'm bringing you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. And I think another thing too is like protecting your commission. I mean, if I were to make a mistake and it affects the total transaction, I mean, you also want to get paid, and you're relying on that to provide for your family too. So I definitely take that personally, and
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. What's the most memorable or craziest deal you've ever had? You talked a lot about the $1 million deal. That's really cool, but that one probably wasn't too crazy.
It really wasn't super crazy. It was pretty run of the mill. There's a beautiful place though, and I do, I remember we had, man, we had so many phone calls from the Amish,
Mm.
on that one.
Mhm.
And, I don't know, one of the wilder ones is we had, if I can speak on it, I think I can. We had a flipper, uh, and he was very new to the flipping game, and he really didn't do the greatest job. And so it was a real interesting game of back and forth with inspections and requests to remedy. And I'll tell you, I mean, we did the dance and we went round and round. And there were times where I thought this thing was never going, but we were able to find a lot of what he was dealing with was he's from out of town, so he
Mm.
really couldn't. He really had no way of knowing who he was selecting and how he was selecting for people to do some of the stuff. And I think he was going penny pinch style. So he
Yeah.
was saving dollars to cost himself thousands. You know how it is.
Mhm.
And so we went round and round with that, and that was a really interesting thing because at one time he thought my cell phone number was the office number, and it was
Mm.
a big who's on first situation with communications. And I just remember being like, "Am I crazy? Is he crazy? Are we both crazy? I don't know." But we
Yeah.
got it sold, and we
That's all
got
that
it
matters,
sold for
right?
a decent number. So yeah, it all worked out.
Now, have you worked with him since?
No, I haven't, but it's on the table. He wants to do stuff closer to where he lives.
Okay.
And I told him, Town and Country is an awesome company and we have a lot of reach. And, I told him, I said, we can assist you. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, Town and Country's really got a wide reach. And I think that's a big perk to working with this company.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think so too. Just know this statistic. I think they have like 80% of the market share as far as online leads. And then I think they have 10% of the market share as far as total transactions in the industry here locally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a pretty big makeup. And then you guys obviously have some superstars on your team, that are doing a lot of business. So it's definitely
Oh
a good
yeah,
group
yeah,
to
yeah.
work with. Yeah.
There's some people who get you motivated to get out and start doing because you see
Yeah.
what they're doing and you're like, let's
Well, it's
go.
possible, right?
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. So how do you stay positive and motivated when a deal gets tough?
That's hard. For me, I would say I'm probably a more emotions on my sleeve kind of person. So like
Okay.
I will wear it for a minute. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually had one that just kind of completely collapsed out of the blue, and it was just a whole big. I mean, it just became and it's tough, but you just try to you've got to be able to give them a path forward because if it feels bad for you, imagine what it feels like for them. And so you got, so it's recomposing and say, okay, it's not working right now. Here's what stopped it. Here's what we can do to get that out of the way. Whether it's next month or in a couple of months or even next week, whatever it might be, you've got to dial it in, almost go robot mode, find the solution, and then come back,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, I'll take an evening to be like, son of a gun. I'll take an evening to kind of just, you know, stomp around and be
Yeah.
frustrated for everybody involved. You don't want to see it fall apart. It really it's tough on everybody in the process. But of course it's never tougher on anybody but the buyer in that circumstance.
Well, definitely. I think agents do a good job with, the buyers don't need to know about all the issues as long as they can be resolved by you or your team in the background. So not taking every issue to the buyer, you wearing that on your sleeve as the agent and you
Hmm.
just doing your job too and trying to keep everything smooth for the buyers. So
Yeah, you're
that's
you're
important
behind the curtain fighting tooth and nail, and then when you
for
finally
sure.
have to if you have to bring it to them, it's not like you're trying to hide it from them, but you don't want to cause undue stress.
Right.
And a
And
lot
you're
of these
coming
things
to them
are
with
quick.
solutions. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You have
exactly.
the
I mean, that's
solution
why
already.
we're
You're like,
involved, right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Um, What's your favorite neighborhood or area to show homes in? We're here in Zanesville, but do you have another area or somewhere that you like to go to?
Uh, I am fond of anything, really up on Dresden Road. That's where I
Mhm.
live.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one, it's quick, but two, I mean, there are some really nice homes up here, especially if you head further towards the north end. Um, I don't really have a favorite. I wouldn't say. I just like to. I like doing the stuff here in town.
Hmm.
I'm not opposed to. I mean, man, I'm going to Crooksville Friday. And it is interesting to get more time in some of these places because I'm not a native of Zanesville, so I can't tell you that I've ever spent more than a drive through in Crooksville, and getting to see the neighborhood. Actually, Philo is really cool too. Getting to see more of the neighborhood down in Philo, Duncan Falls area. It's nice. Like there's some nice. It's just like nice small town vibes. That's where I'm
Hmm.
from. Is Wellston, Ohio, small town. So it reminds me a little bit of back home.
Where's Wellston at?
It's down. Are you familiar with Jackson, Ohio?
Yeah. Yep.
It's like neighboring Jackson. It's a
Okay.
couple. It might be like 6 miles away from Jackson. They used to be old rivals in high school until Jackson blew up as a town and Wellston shrunk down as a town.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's down below Vinton County. It's in Jackson County, just right on the borderline.
Now, do you ever find like any family or friends that you grew up with that maybe want to come to you for real estate advice? Have you had any activity down there yet?
I've been trying. Not really hard because I don't want people to feel like they're obligated to me because they knew me.
Sure.
But I make sure everybody knows, like, hey, I can assist you. Just because I'm up here
Yeah.
does not mean I can't assist you with whatever it is you're doing. We can list your house just as well. And my dad keeps telling me he's going to sell his house with me and move up here to be closer to the grandkids, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. My parents give me the same runaround. So I
Yeah,
send them houses for sale and lots for sale and things, but I'll believe it when I see it.
yeah.
Um, so I think right now, where do you see the most growth happening in Zanesville?
The most growth.
For me, I see a lot on the north end. There's some new condos and homes going
That's
in,
what I
and
would say. Yeah, you're seeing like what do you call them? The little neighborhoods. You're seeing,
housing
I don't
developments,
know.
maybe. Is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
the
Or
developments like they're just a little suburby,
yeah,
like Stonington Place is an example, but like it's already kind of, it's got a lot of homes in already. But you're seeing more of that where you have like your own little niche neighborhood. What is it? The one just up past. Why can't I think of the name of it? Um, the one just up past Zanesville as you're going to Nashport. It's off on the left, but that's another
Zanesville and
little.
Nashport. Yeah. Oh, is that
Um,
where Angie lives out there?
it
I
is
don't
where
think
Angie
that's.
lives, but I
Is it
can't
Meadow?
think of
Ash Meadow? Ash
Ash
Meadows?
Meadows. Yep.
Yeah.
You're seeing stuff like that pop up there
Yeah.
because there's just land available, and so yeah, I think you're seeing growth in that direction. Um,
Yeah, I agree. I just keep coming back to Intel with all the developments, people opening and rolling, moving. The schools I think are going to see an increase in the population. I'm a little worried about that myself with having kids, that'll be school aged one day. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. Now, when your kids see you doing your job as a real estate agent, does it inspire them to maybe follow in your footsteps, or do they talk about that much, or what's that look like?
um, Florence. So I have 3 kids. I got Eli, he's my oldest, and I got Florence and Owen. Florence is maybe I don't think probably really joking, but she's talked about maybe trying to do it. Um, I think they respect the work that goes into it because they've seen how much time it can take.
Hmm.
And that was the thing. I had to really set boundaries on my time when it comes to like activities with my children and this world of real estate because everybody wants to get a hold of you on like a Saturday afternoon and you might be
Yeah.
at the pumpkin patch, whatever. So it took a minute to realize I needed to set boundaries and keep them firm. um the kids respect the work ethic. I don't know. I mean, every day their jobs change. Owen wants to be a cop. He wants to go into the military. He wants to
Cool.
be an electrician. You know, Now,
The trades, I mean, I like it though.
yeah, him and Eli both are like talking about electrician and HVAC, and I was like, you can go
Wow.
to Florida and be a king if you do
Yeah,
HVAC.
I agree. I think it's looked down upon, but those jobs are fewer and fewer, nowadays, and they pay really well too. You can provide a great living for your family, and there's going to be a big need for it. So,
Absolutely, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I wish I had, thought about. I don't know, Chance. When We're about the same age, aren't we? I don't know. We don't have
I'm
to.
not sure. I'm
We don't.
31.
31. Okay, well, I'm 39, so we got a little bit of a gap there. But I will tell you, like high school frowned upon like the trades when
They
when when
did.
I was in high school.
Me too.
They really pushed college so hard, and they made it seem like if you were going to trade school, like, well, they made it seem like well, maybe you just couldn't get the grades or something. Like they made it seem like it was the easy route. And
Hmm.
like, no, it's the intelligent route for people who are motivated to go into their own business. Or, I mean, even if you don't, like, if you just work for a company as an electrician, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's for the smart kids. That's the
Look at
thing.
all these educated millennials that have all this student debt and have jobs that don't even pay for their cost of living. So that's what they
Yeah,
pushed for us to do in school. I mean, I went to college, but
exactly.
luckily I was able to exit college, debt free and didn't have
Yeah,
any overhead there. But I just had a borrower. It was a VA loan. He was a veteran. He got honorably discharged. He received $2,500 a month from the Army, and he also made $80,000 a year. So his $250,000 house was paid for, and he still has a
yeah.
great living, all because he went to the Army,
I
And
know. It's funny. Like, yeah, I was the stereotype for like the what not to do. Go to college, live on
hmm
campus, get a political science degree. Like, what are you doing with that? You're doing nothing. So like,
yeah, yeah.
and I didn't even get the degree. That's the worst part. I ended up leaving. So
That's okay. I know for me, I hated college. I drug that out way too long, and I
yeah,
did it while working full time and did it online, and it was tough. So I do not
yeah.
foresee myself going back to college.
I think I'm good. I think.
Yeah. So did you go through
You know.
Hondros? Is that where you went?
Yeah, I did. I did all my schooling through Hondros.
Yeah. And that's a really good program.
It was. I mean, I it was easily digestible and uh understandable. And I mean, yeah, I felt like it was great. It really prepared me. I was sweating that exam. I heard so many things about that exam, and yeah, nailed it.
Yeah.
I don't mean to brag, but I passed it first time.
That's not I meet more people that did it pass it the first time than have.
Well, I only bring it up now because so many people asked me how many times I took the test to
Yeah.
pass, and I was like, "Well, I just took it to one."
Yeah.
Now, I didn't realize it was a thing
Well, I know for
until I
my
started
test,
talking to people.
your test, you can take it as many times as you want, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can take it. So is yours like a limited one?
You take it the first time. If you don't pass, you have to wait 30 days. And then if you fail that time, I believe you have to wait 180 days. And if you don't pass that time, it might be a year. I think you have to wait a
Mm,
year. So, I mean, it was very
yeah.
stressful. The first
Oh,
time I
yeah,
took it, I
yeah.
passed by one, or I failed by 1 point, and I had to wait 30 days to take it again. And I doubled
That's
down on
gonna be
my
so
studying.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
just chomping at the bit. You're like, I want another crack at it."
I hated that so much. But I took the studying for granted a little bit. I could have tried harder. So the first
Yeah.
time I dressed up, I looked nice. I felt good. I went in, I failed it. So the next time I just wore sweats and went in and, passed it. So it's tough, but it was,
And you got through it.
we got through it. That was the biggest thing. Um, what's the biggest red flag in listing photos?
The biggest red flag in listing photos, for me, is when everybody uses the fisheye lens. Like,
Oh,
people
the
like, "Look
actual
how."
photo itself. Yeah.
Oh, are you wanting for like when you have to go take the photos?
Well, I'm even thinking as far as if you're representing a buyer and you're reviewing a property that has listing photos, what's the biggest red flag that will maybe prevent you from going to even look at the property if someone
Oh,
includes something negative in the listing photo?
I mean, I don't like to see clutter, and
Yeah.
I'm very surprised how many people will take pictures of a cluttered home.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would I will tell you, I had one buyer one time say, "Well, we want to look at that one." And I said, "Well, oh my God, it looks a mess. Why?" "Well, you can tell by all that stuff in there that it's a big room." And I was like, "Well, okay, all right,
That's true.
positive spin." But yeah,
That's fair.
it's the clutter. And like I said, I do have a lot of buyers who say, "Well, it looked bigger in the picture." It's like, yeah, because they put that 1.5 or that point 0.5 zoom on, and then it says, "Oh, wow, what a spacious
Moved way
living room."
back. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
seen that. I've seen that. There's a lot of cool photography companies now that are doing videos and photography and drone photography. And I think that we're doing a better job now than ever to represent the property and give a true representation of what the property looks like.
But if I'm like, man, it can't be like used car salesman. Like, look at the low mileage. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do that with a home. It's too big a thing. Like, it's not a kitchen appliance.
I have heard some people talk about like the age of a home, if it's 150, 200 years old, but it stood the test of time. The material that it was built with back then is better than what we use nowadays. So
Yeah.
age is never really a concern as long as the bones are good.
And I love when you see people like just old homes have quirky things. I mean,
Hmm.
the house I live in has like plaster walls. So,
Yeah,
and some people will nitpick that, but it's like, I mean, you can see, I'm sure you've seen where they talk about like the quality of lumber now
sure.
compared to when a lot of these houses were built, like the density and the density in the wood of a 2x4, you see much more warped wood now. It's because we're harvesting these trees at a younger age, and
Hmm.
it does affect the quality of the house. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's a little bit of a tangent, but
No, that's what I was kind of referencing that, the material was different back then. Like the rings are closer together. It's stronger material. Like nowadays,
older
these houses blow over.
older
So
does not mean bad by any means. I mean,
yeah.
sometimes you got to, usually update electrical, and then you're golden.
I think in regards to kind of wrapping things up here, for someone watching who wants to buy or sell soon, what's the first step they should take? And also for you as an agent, like let's talk a little bit about how they can reach out to you and how you can help those clients with taking those first
Sure,
steps.
absolutely. The first thing you should do as a buyer is go get pre-approved. You might even want to talk to Chance. I don't know. I might. But get pre-approved or get pre-qualified. Get yourself set up and ready to rock and roll. That's the number one. If you're listing, I personally recommend that you should really vet the agent that you're going to list with. Don't just take so and so because grandma used them. Talk to a few of them. Shop it. It's a serious thing. So shop it around. Different agents market things so differently. Different agents will do X, Y, or Z to get your house out there to the world, and in what manner they put it out there to the world.
Hmm.
Um, that's for buyer. That's for seller. You want to get a hold of me? I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/Realty Mike. I'm on Instagram, Mike Pat 55. I'm on TikTok, and I don't know what that is. I think it's Mike Pat something. Uh, email, whatever. Phone number 740-418-7321. Holler at me. I'm on Town and Country. I've
Yeah.
never plugged myself in my life, Chance.
No, well, you just did a decent job of it. So I think your Facebook's a
Oh,
good place to find you. I mean, you're very active on Facebook. That's where I see you at, and Instagram. Your phone
yeah,
number,
and
your
I can.
emails on your Instagram. So
Yeah, it's all there, and I check the messages there too. If people, some people don't want to give you, they don't want to send you a text or give you their number right off the rip. I mean, I'm accessible through all those platforms, and it's just the start of a conversation, and I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to answer questions, get the ball rolling, however, to assist people with home buying needs, home selling needs.
So for like a lasting impression, what would you want to be most remembered by with representing a buyer or a seller? What would you pride yourself most in?
Oh man, I just want them to think about it being smooth.
Hmm.
I want them to be like, that was so simple. It was, I want, I'll take all the hassle. I'll deal with all things. You just breathe. And I want them, so they may never even know how difficult it was. And that's the point. I want them to be like, man, working with Mike is so easy. Easy to talk to, easy to get done what I need done, uh, easy to make things happen. That
Awesome.
is that is the number one thing I strive for, is that they just feel like they uh were treated with the utmost care and importance, because each client is just as important as the other, just as important as the next, as the
Hmm.
last,
Hmm.
every time.
That's perfect, man. I appreciate that. That's all I had for today. So I also just appreciate you and wanted to talk to you today. So,
Yeah, no,
um,
I are I appreciate you offering this opportunity to me.
buddy. Well, I appreciate you. You have a good day.
All right, you too. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. See you.